practice like this? Yeah, obviously tough series ahead. They've had a couple days off. So what's kind of a goal of a day like today?
Yeah, I mean, just getting back in the gym and working. We had a couple of days to get our minds right, our bodies right. Yesterday was a mental day, turning the page, talking about Minnesota and all the problems that they present. And today was a chance to get on the court, get up and down a little bit, go through some of their plays, go through some of their personnel, get our game plan in, and both offensively and defensively cover what we needed to. So really good energy in the gym today. I think our guys are excited. Long break in between Game 5 and Game 1, but I think our guys needed it, so we took advantage of it.
Over the break, how are you guys doing with the injuries? KCP, Reggie, Jamal, just doing all that?
Yeah, we're doing great.
Coach, you guys, you in Minnesota, both, organically grown from, what the league considers smaller markets. And two of the best teams in the league. What does it say, and how good is it for the league that you guys have gotten to this level and done it, just kind of the way you guys have done it?
I don't really care how it affects the league, to be honest with you. I care about us, Denver, and the fact that 9 years in the making, we've won a championship, we've made the playoffs 6 years in a row, we've drafted well, we've developed well, and we've added the right pieces behind that has been the most important part of it. But that's all we concern ourselves is the Denver Nuggets, everybody within this building, and fighting and competing and building and sacrificing to become the best team that we can be and to put ourselves in this position. And what Minnesota's doing is, that's their thing. But I'm just worried about the Denver Nuggets, to be honest.
What are the most important things you guys can do to make it tough on Ant?
Well, hell of a player. 2 of the 4 games this year, I don't know how, but somehow, some way, we held him scoreless in the fourth quarter. And round 1 against Phoenix, I think he's averaging 10 points a game in the fourth quarter alone. As always, starts in transition. He averages 5 fast break points a game by himself. So taking care of the ball is really important. Getting back in transition, making him see bodies, and then giving him different looks. I mean, he's a great player. You can't give him the same look personnel-wise or coverage-wise throughout, trying to keep him off balance. He's going to make tough shots. He can get to the basket, he can finish, he gets to the foul line, and he knocks down that three-point shot with great accuracy. So a hell of a challenge, not just for KCP, but everybody on the floor throughout our roster.
Coach, how can the close nature, the intense nature of the Lakers series help you in this series? The fact that it was physical, too.
Oh, it's only going to be more physical. I mean, this is, that was one of the closer 4-1 series you'll ever find. 2 game winners at the end of games. I think the total score, I think we won by 11 points over 5 games. And in a series that we trailed probably 70% of the time, but finding ways to win, executing down the stretch, things that we've done for the last couple of years. And if we thought the Lakers were physical, Saturday night, Vic, this is the number 1 defense in the NBA. They get into you, they make you uncomfortable, they push you out on the floor. And if we allow them to do that, that's probably one of the bigger concerns of the series is how do we score against that team? They're long, they're athletic, they're versatile, and they have a lot of really good defensive players. 2 All-Stars, a 6th Man of the Year, and a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. It's going to be a hell of a series, but I think our guys are ready for that challenge.
We talk about the 2-man action with Nikola and Jamal a lot, but how has that action evolved with the shooting of KCP, MPJ, and then having Aaron in that dunker spot?
Well, it wouldn't be possible without all that. Nicola's a great player, Jamal's a great player, but when you can space in the corners, 2 great shooters in KCP and Michael, as you mentioned, and then you have a guy in Aaron Gordon working behind the defense and working in concert with one of the greatest passers in NBA history, that presents problems. And obviously, teams prepare for it. They go to different looks. And I think for us, I think our guys are really comfortable, regardless of how we're being guarded, getting to our spots and executing in those clutch moments. And I'm anxious to see how Minnesota tries to take that away and see how we can react accordingly.
The last time you guys played Minnesota, Peyton and Christian played really well in that matchup. Do you lean on that experience, especially to have them have a little bit more aggressive nature offensively?
Yeah, I mean, game 1, everybody's going to get a chance to play like we did last series, and Everybody's got a chance to go out there and play to their strengths, do their job, be disciplined, be urgent, and that includes Peyton and CB, so I'm sure they'll be ready.
Coach, you talked about concern for generating offense. You obviously shot the three better in the final game against the Lakers, so they weren't bad shots like you said, but you feel more comfortable that they're going to just fall now because they fell in this last game?
Well, not just because they fell in the last game, because we were a really good shooting team all year long. We have a higher percentage, very similar to Minnesota. They don't, very high percentage, but they don't shoot a lot. We have a good percentage, we don't shoot a lot. But we're generating great looks, and great shooters are getting those open looks. And obviously each series is different. LA chose to double team Nikola the entirety of the series. They chose to blitz Jamal Murray the entirety of the series in the second unit. And now this will be a different series. We'll see how they guard. And if they want to put two on the ball, we'll continue to get wide open looks. And I have all the confidence in the world that our guys will step in, shoot it with confidence.
Coach, how much does Nas and McDaniels being available this time around change your preparation going into the series?
Not at all. I mean, when I say that, there's no disrespect to either one of them, but it doesn't change our preparation. We're doing the same film work, the same personnel work, the same game plan work. So we're working and preparing just as hard, but I think the difference is they become a lot harder to guard. Obviously last year we beat them 4-1, and they didn't have those two players. And McDaniels is, in my eyes, a first-team All-NBA defensive candidate. He's tremendous on that end of the floor. And in that first round, he was amazing on the offensive glass. It was fun watching him play. And Nas Reed, I mean, sixth man of the year. He can shoot the three, he can get downhill, he can handle it. So they have a lot of size and versatility on their roster. But yeah, Nas and McDaniels playing this series makes them just so much of a deeper and more talented team than they were last year.
Coach, you mentioned offensive rebounding. They rebounded about 40% of their half-court misses in that first round series. How important is the defensive glass for you guys going into this?
Oh, it's always important. I mean, you can play the best defense in the world, but if you don't finish it all, put a gang rebound, all that work went out the window. And then that also negates any opportunity to get out and run. If we don't score in transition this series, it's going to be a really long series. And our 2 wins this year, we average, I think, close to 16, 17 fast break points per game. And our 2 losses, we average 6. They're too good defensively. First in defensive rating, first in points per game allowed, first in field goal percentage defense. If we think we're just going to walk the ball up and execute against that, that's not going to go in our favor. So the rebounding is the beginning of our fast break offense. And yes, Rudy Gobert is a top 5 offensive rebounder, but Mike Conley averaged 1.5 in that Phoenix series. McDaniels is averaging 5 second chance points per game in the first round of the playoffs. So it's not just Gobert, it's all their players crashing. If we don't rebound, then we won't get out and run, and that's when we're going to have a really hard time scoring.
Watch that Sun series. Minnesota's so good at rotating out of disadvantages and puts you on the ball and kind of be able to scram out of that. Without giving up too much of the game plan, what are some of the keys for you guys to avoid those same pitfalls of not being able to take advantage of a team rotation?
Well, you got to space correctly and you got to move the ball. I mean, there can be zero hesitation. One of the best ways to generate open looks is to create a double team. Great example in that first round for us against LA. Nicole in the post, Jamal in pick and roll with our second unit. They committed 2 defenders. If you space correctly and you move the ball in a timely manner, you're going to get what you want. It's just impossible not to. But if you hold on to it and you don't have proper spacing and the necessary outlets, now you're not going to get what you want, and you're going to play right into their game plan. So game 1 will be interesting to see what they're trying to do to us with Nicole, with Jamal, and then we can react from there. But I think spacing and no hesitation are the keys to that.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.